But moving right along, the state of gaming. The state of gaming this week is kind of interesting, mainly because evidently Pokemon Legends Arceus was released early in some stores, which is wild. Like,
Yeah, dude.
of all the franchises, I feel like Pokemon's almost like the Fort Knox of protect it until release date. And even like I watched a review from GameSpot, and they just aired out like all the gaming mechanics. Like how many days before this comes out? It comes out tomorrow, right? So like I feel
Does it
like
come out tomorrow?
the 28th, I believe, is the day
That's
it's
tomorrow.
released. Yep.
Shit. That came up quick. You're absolutely right. It is 28.
So I
That's
mean,
insane.
it looks awesome. The game looks
It does.
amazing, and I
And
love
I've
the
heard it's
fact that
good.
I love that it's so early in the mythology of Pokemon. So like when we first started playing Pokemon, like everybody else, there was a Pokedex that had a list of monsters in it. You would find them, you catch them, and they would be there, right? So this
Yeah.
evidently takes place so early in the mythology that you have to like you're discovering but also adding to the Pokedex, like the written record. It's not even like a digital
Right.
thing. It's like a paper bound kind of book that you have to kind of complete missions and obstacles. You can sneak up on Pokemon. You don't have to like attack them. You can just kind of drop a Pokeball at them and hopefully catch them. Like
That's
super,
cool, man.
super
I don't know
early.
shit about this game.
It's kind of
Like,
neat.
but that's really cool. And I'll probably end up, I didn't know it was coming out. So I didn't know it
Yeah,
was coming out tomorrow. I totally forgot.
it snuck
I
up
will
on me.
probably be buying that. I just finished Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So I've been looking for a fucking game to play everywhere.
Evidently, like so like for instance, say you capture a Pikachu, right? It doesn't go into the Pokedex because you're just discovering and making the written record.
Right.
So you've got
Yeah.
to capture multiple or battle with them or against them, and you're
That's
kind of
fucking
learning all
sweet.
the details. It's pretty dope.
That's cool as fuck. I'm with it.
Next up is the Xbox Game Pass. So I pulled up a list. There's four main ones on Xbox Game Pass that have been released so far.
Hit me with them.
Dreamscaper, February 3rd.
Okay.
Besiege, February 10th. Edge of Eternity, February 10th. And then Total War Warhammer 3, February 17th. So a
How many
lot.
fucking Warhammer games are there? There's
Yeah,
so
I
many
have no
Warhammer
idea,
games.
man. The
I think
last
they're doing a
one,
Colonial Marines one or Space Marine 2 or some shit too.
yeah, I feel like this last one is definitely one of those. Oh, we finally ported it to PC. Whereas the other ones are definitely coming to Game Pass as like a one-off, or at least later releases. I've also noticed
Yeah.
this kind of annoying thing, especially trying to keep up with like new game releases this year. Like that's my 2022 resolution is trying to make sure I know what games are coming out. And then I'm starting to see like, oh, this game's coming out, this game's coming out. And then I look at it. For example, last week, or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, God of War. Restart the stream. Who does that? No. Screw it. We're going to restart the stream. No, we're not. Yeah, we are. Arg. So we've been notified that our stream is clipping. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, it's already. That's
Call the
wild.
police.
Hmm?
Call the police. I'm calling the police. Is that a weed?
8:13. Why does it say an hour and 8 minutes? That's wild.
We can fucking DOS by YouTube. What is happening here?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
We getting DDoS by YouTube? I know
Screw it.
Google was down for a hot minute.
You want to end it? Start back up?
Sure.
I'm down. Be back in a second. End. Yeah. Scoop, boop, boop, doop. It's going to be a delay starting in 10 seconds. People might even hear this. I don't know. And now I've got to
You're
go.
gonna get into it. It's not gonna be. It's like they're not gonna be able to hear you. And it's like,
I mean,
fuck it.
I mean, this is what happens when you do it live. So, all right, let's see if can you hit her, boy? I'm gonna Slappy and see if he can hear us. Well, I already see the yellow, and I can see myself looking disappointed. That's awesome. Yes, this is great. I love seeing that. Like, hold my face.
I can hear you.
Disappointment. Thanks. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I can hear us both. We're good.
Awesome.
Fuck it. Yeah, we're good.
We'll do it again. We're doing it live. I hate that guy gets any credit for that quote. Scumbag.
My mom really wants Idris Elba to play James Bond.
Why not?
He's too old. He's too old.
Well.
Unless they do like an old James Bond. You know who should play James Bond? The Rock. John Cena. John Cena should play James Bond. You know how much I love him.
Oh, we're going to get the John Cena money. Awesome. All right, so we're back. Game Pass, games coming out. Look pretty good.
Play video games.
Just do it. Just play it. But no, to your point,
play video games.
There's a shit ton of Warhammer games, but one of the things that I really have been getting annoyed with is trying to look at like the schedule for games coming out, and this is what I was trying to say before our like entire stream decided to start clipping itself. I'm looking at a game like, oh, that's cool. It's coming out on PlayStation. Maybe it's an exclusive, right? And they get all jazzed up. Just like 2 weeks ago, it was like, oh, God of War is coming out on PC, which I thought God of War Ragnarok. No, it's the OG.
Not the original, but the PlayStation 4 version.
I'm like, well, this is dumb. So now I have to start being like really specific and finding, oh, that game actually came out on Xbox or whatever like 6 months ago, and it's just now coming out on PlayStation. That shit happened to me.
That happened to me with an album today, where I texted my friend. I was like, "Yo, did you hear the new Lil Wayne album?" And he was like, "What new Lil Wayne album?" And I was like, "It said it came out in 2022." He's like, "Motherfucker, that came out in 2013." And I was like,
They just ported it to digital. It's new to Spotify.
Whatever.
You know, like it's like, come on, man. It's the same thing when like I heard somebody was going to be singing a unreleased Lady Gaga song. That's cool. I love Lady Gaga. She's amazing. Does that mean that it's a song that this girl hasn't sung before from Lady Gaga? Blah blah blah. Like it's frustrating, especially when you're trying to stay on top of all the stuff that's coming out. And I know we've got a busy season coming up, so I'm trying to be on our P's and Q's. But you know what? The software, YouTube, trying to set us back a little bit, but you're not going to keep us down. You're not going to do it. But you know what?
Speaking of getting old,
tell me more.
I sent Mike a TikTok today. I'm just going to derail just for a minute.
No, please do, because you know what? We've derailed so much this episode already. It's just
I sent him a TikTok of this young girl, like in her probably early. I would say young girl, but I'm 34 years old. And she's probably in her 20s.
So this adult. To be clear, this is adult.
She was like, she was watching, I think it was 10 Things I Hate About You. And she was like, I noticed that there's an Apple logo with a pride flag. Now think about that. Apple logo
Immediately I'm like embarrassed for that person.
Because you know that the original Macintosh logo was just a rainbow apple.
What? Yeah, I mean, we're not even counting the guy under the tree, you know.
So I was like, how old am I? Fuck.
Yeah.
How do you do, fellow youths?
Steve
Buscemi with the skateboard.
Yeah, dude. Like that's how old I am, where I can tell you exactly where I was when I found out Steve Jobs passed away. Like that's where my age is.
You were at Apple. We worked for the company.
I mean like the minute I heard the news, the position and physical place in the universe, I was sitting in the middle of ODU in front of an iMac, no less. Granted, the computer's not important, but I just remember being like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I just went to training.
He died on my year anniversary at Apple. I killed Steve Jobs.
That's not something you want out loud, man. At the same time, clearly, there's brought to you by Tough Wraps. What's the anti-Apple? The devil? Anyway, next up,
Epic Games.
That's actually pretty good. It was Microsoft once upon a time, but now that Epic's just kicking them in the shins. I will say I'm actually excited for this next topic, mainly because I will finally have technically a gaming PC with the Steam Deck coming out on February 25th. Did you buy one? I reserved one.
Good luck.
$5, you know.
I think you're gonna get it.
$5, maybe I'll get it.
Yeah.
In like 2023. What'll really irk me though is like when there's some like I don't know. There's another release of this thing 25 minutes after I actually buy it. I'm like, oh, there's a new, better version.
This is coming from the guy who bought the iPad 3rd generation before they switched from 30-pin to Lightning in the 4th generation 3 months later.
Dude, I mean, I've told you about buying the iPad Mini and just waiting and like I ordered it weeks ago and I'm still 2 weeks out. I'm still 2 weeks out from it coming in. Such a chip shortage. I went to Best
Buy and bought my 14-inch MacBook Pro because Apple was like March, and I was like, "Fuck you."
Oh, so you got the Pro 1 or the M1?
The M1,
Pro.
Yeah, M1 Pro, yeah.
Dude, I heard it's amazing. Even just the basic.
It's like an old PowerBook G4. That's what it looks like. I'm like, "Fuck, dude, this is sick." It's like a thin PowerBook G4. It's got like squared off edges and stuff.
See, that's
like,
what
it's fucking sexy, dude.
People like us are going to appreciate, right? You know, having to support PowerPC back when we first started.
Back in the day.
I'm like, oh my god. They have to convert between these different software. Oh yeah,
taking the top case off, all that shit. Yeah, we can sit here and talk about that all day.
Never again. Fast. Oh man, I remember being like, "You get it done in 10 minutes. I know you can."
Right,
just ripping that thing off.
Mike Mahaffey, dude. Mike Mahaffey, man in the chair, be like, "I do a top case in 8 minutes." Dude. Yeah, but you forgot to connect the LVDS cable. So.
Ripping that thing off was so therapeutic.
Yeah,
all those little like tiny little clips on the outside rim just going everywhere. You're like, oh damn, they stuck to the top case. Now I gotta get that nylon.
Plugging the LVDS cable upside down, fry the logic board.
Does anybody have the black nylon probe tool so I can pop these things off?
Friend of the show, Erin Ellers, actually has a bunch of those still, and she texted me. She was like, "This is my last one," and I was like, "Fuck,
dude, I've still got one." I've got one.
They're so useful.
One. They were like $50 a pop. I remember when they came, a box of them came in, or this is going to derail. I don't give a shit. A box of them came in, and we spent a good afternoon chucking them into the ceiling.
Right. They replaced the tiles, and they were like, "Don't do it again." And then then we just kept doing it. And then it like went to quarters and nickels and dimes and screwdrivers and knives and box cutters and.
The funny thing is like realizing you're throwing like $1,000 worth of plastic into the ceiling.
Yeah,
like, oh, that's great.
I wish it would have a fucking heart attack.
So dangerous.
Or we can have the boxes like close to the ceiling because the fire marshal will come in and shut us down.
I love. By the way, years later, finding out that batteries that are expanded got like a common internet term of like spicy pillows. Because they puncture or explode. It's like highly dangerous. Not to mention any metal coming in contact with that lithium, it's instant fire. Like if you're in the woods and you need to start a fire immediately, just give up your phone and just jab it with a metal object. But I digress. Sorry, Steam Deck. I'm sure you didn't appreciate that, Valve. Us going on a rant, just totally telling everybody how to ruin their homes.
Dude, we never get to do that, dude. Fuck. You know how much, dude? You know how many viewers we would get if we started a just shit that happened at the Genius Bar podcast? Secrets of the Apple Store podcast.
Welcome to the fruit
I commented
stand.
on one video about being an Apple genius, and I had fucking 600 likes. So I was
like, I wish there was just more comments from somebody else in the chat right now.
I know.
Like, shut up. Stop giving away our secrets. But coming soon this week is actually
Tim comes in and be like, "We need to talk."
Shut it down. Yeah, I can't wait for the heads of Google to just be like, or Alphabet or whatever it is, to be like, "Hey, we're gonna turn you guys off right now."